Welcome back to the Slanted Attic Experience. I'm your host, Tyler, and this is episode 60. Abby and Caitria are in the attic, and I gotta be honest, this one I was not prepared for. We start with construction costs, and within 20 minutes, we're debating how many third graders you could realistically take in a fight. That's just the kind of episode this is. The Antonio Brown story gets its moment, Joe Rogan and the platforming debate gets real, and then somehow we end up deep in public restroom horror stories that you won't be able to unhear. Then the childhood rabbit hole opens up and we never fully climb out. Middle school stories, Caitria's rowing journey and the Bay Bridge swim, Polly Pockets, Barbies, Sapiens and tribalism, the pre versus post internet world, and what American culture actually looks like when you spend your whole life in one place. This might be genuinely one of the most entertaining conversations we have ever had in the attic. Oh, and there's no outro this time. You'll understand why when you get there. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, welcome back. By now, you've heard the intro. We're welcoming back one previous guest and one brand new guest. So for all the listeners out there that haven't heard Abby's episode previously, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself again, and then we'll get to Caitria, our new guest for the week.
Excellent. I'm Abby. This is my second time back here. Thrilled to be podcasting again. I am a Richmond resident of about 5.5 years. I work in architecture. I'm actually a recently licensed architect. I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah, congrats. That should should get the
Actually,
applause.
yeah,
on
put
the,
that in
on
there.
the
You guys have no idea how big of a deal that is. It's actually crazy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Caitria. I'm also in architecture, but I have not passed all my tests yet, so I can't say that I'm an architect. But Abby and I work together, and I've lived in Richmond for like a year and a half now.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Very fun. Where from post school, post another job? How'd you end up here?
I was living in New York for 2 years after grad school, so I went from undergrad at UVA to grad school, get my master's of architecture at UVA as well. And then I was like, get me out of Virginia. So then I went to New York, but then I was like, take me back. So now I'm in Richmond.
Love it. Love it. I know last time we talked extensively about, green construction, multifamily stuff going on in Richmond. All I see in news articles and stuff, and we talked pretty heavily about Reddit too. Very exciting. Their shares were down today, so I was bummed about that. I don't own any. It's too expensive for me, but talked pretty extensively about that. All I see on the RVA subreddit is people migrating from northern states to Richmond area, and then all this data center shit. That's all I'm seeing in terms of in the construction world. We had an employee, one of my coworkers left to work on one of these electrical subcontractors for one of these mega, huge data center construction companies, and it's wild. The money's so there, wild. But I don't know how I feel about it.
At what cost?
Right.
Yeah. I was actually just reading about a data center that is supposed to be going in Richmond earlier today, and what blew my mind is that it's supposed to be 3.9 million square feet across 10 buildings.
Oh my God, I can't even visualize that.
It's so much fucking data, girl. That's a huge data center. And it's supposed to be we were joking on the way here about what constitutes the West End. Caitria thinks we're in the West End.
Yes, we're in the West End right now.
We're in Richmond City.
I thought the West End was a neighborhood in Richmond City.
Well,
if I'm wrong, cut that.
It's outside of city limits.
Yeah. But what is it in Henrico County? I think because the county line
largely
stops right by the hospital right there.
Yeah.
I think we actually bid one of their jobs, and it was an issue because you cross the street and you're in Henrico County or something. So the permits we were looking at were a little weird.
Ooh, yeah.
Thought that was interesting.
So you work in construction?
Yes, I'm a project estimator. We don't do any of the multifamily type of stuff, so I'm not sure that we would ever cross paths in that way. But we do interior upfits. That's primarily what I work on, and then we do some ground up stuff.
So you're the guy that brings us the bad news about how much our project is going to cost.
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. Honestly, it's fun seeing all the pricing that goes into it. I consider myself a logistical person, so I like to know the monetary value behind it, and people will be shocked to know what some of these things cost, especially in a commercial application.
Yeah, I'm always curious about that because that always comes into play with in architecture we have VE, value engineering.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen the books and stuff and seen like certain like high priced items and stuff, but I definitely don't feel like I totally know like what the huge ticket items are apart from like steel and stuff like that. I feel like some of it would probably surprise me. So I would be curious.
Huge VE item for us is solid surface countertops to go to
True.
plastic laminate. I mean, honestly, it's better. It's a better material, but you only really need that in like healthcare and dental settings. You know, when you're working with, I don't know if it's biohazardous stuff or like specific things,
so.
you can't use, you know, your typical plastic laminate. But I mean, that's a huge cost saver, especially if you have a lot of casework in your job. And then obviously the MEPs, if those guys can get creative, that's a huge cost.
Yeah. Yeah, I mostly worked in residential, like in New York for 2 years. I was only doing residential, and I assumed that was like a slightly different kind of combination of things. But it was always like the casework and the countertops and finishes and stuff. So I guess maybe that's just true on a larger scale as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people overestimate how different residential and commercial are, honestly, though.
Yeah, I'm still learning that because I when I got to this new job with Abby, I also did residential for like the majority of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I've been doing some construction administration work on the arts building that's going up.
Nice, that's fun.
On Belvedere and Broad.
VCU
so that's been,
arts building. It's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna
I'm
be
excited to
I
see
mean,
it.
it's crazy because like
It's a
everyone
very neat
knows what I'm talking about when I'm like, you know, the crane, like that's just
two
always,
cranes,
yeah.
and there are cranes.
So it feels like important and like it's very like fast paced because we have to turn around information really quickly. So that's been cool because I didn't have experience with bigger projects like that until now.
I've heard VCU is a very demanding client.
I don't work with anyone directly. I mean, I have a lot to say about that project. I don't know if I want to be on.
I think last time Abby was on here, I was trying to hold back from saying some things that I wanted to say about
I'll say
current project of mine.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Like,
sometimes
there's some projects that come through the door that we're like maybe submitting a proposal for, or we bagged it and it's just not in the local media yet, where it's like, you cannot talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And it's such a bummer because usually it's the most exciting projects.
True.
But even for our projects that are underway, like we work with so many big state institutions and like universities and government buildings and stuff around the state, and even just like high profile residential clients. I never really know what I can and can't say about the work that we're doing. I mean,
it doesn't feel serious. I guess I don't actually know if I'm allowed to talk about it at all. It feels like it's public knowledge, but maybe not.
I think it is.
I don't know.
Especially the one at VCU. It's already under
there's
construction.
Like a poster on the job site. Like, I think people know it's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's been cool.
Yeah, I love that. Once I joined this new company, it's been more of I don't know how to phrase this. So my first job out of college, I worked on a huge building out in Colorado. I worked for a company called Kiewit, 30,000 employees, huge fucking company. They sent me out there, and I was part of it was a cost plus job. So it was Kiewit running a Kiewit job to build a Kiewit subsidiary. I think it was like their engineering buildings or whatever. Sidebar, one of the guys I went to school with actually still works there, I think, in that building. So
neat.
Funny enough. Anyway, we get out there, 10 months learning on this project, and it was cool because it was large scale. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars worth. I mean, my scope that I worked on, I did water pressure or water sealing and water tightness tests around the entire building. We had to pick out specific glazing units and spray it with whatever those guys were using.
Is that like a commissioning kind of task, or?
I think it's like a special inspections type of thing, because, I mean, especially for a company like that, they're going to cover all their loose ends.
Yeah.
You know, they're big enough that they can spend $40,000 to have these guys come out and water test. You know what I mean?
That's funny because when, like, on our side of things, when we're doing specifications and like writing in like, this is the product that we want. This is how we want it to perform, and this is how we want you to figure out that it's performing the way that we want it to perform. And there's stuff like, do a spray test on this storefront assembly in the field. And I'm like, who is actually doing
I
that?
know, but they have to.
I know, but
I know, it's crazy.
we don't often get to see like the real world application of that kind of thing. So it's funny to hear about it actually happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a ton of stuff like that with that company specifically. But I finished up that job out there, and kind of alluding to what I was getting at, you guys are working on some interesting stuff. That was a cool building, cool job. I get to DC, worked on the metro for 4 months, overnight shift, 12 hours, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
7 days a week. Yeah, actually, it was
That's
11
7
days
days
on,
a week?
11 days on, 3 days off. Sometimes I get the
Whoa.
occasional Sunday off.
Oh,
It's like low-key
yeah.
worse than my like sister who's a
It was
doctor. like,
It was,
her
only
schedule.
4 months though, and I got compensated really well. But since then, I mean, I haven't worked on any blockbuster, so to speak, projects, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But my experience now, I've learned, I think, a lot more because it's not quite as fast paced. I can sit down with mentor figures and go through things that's, important to understanding and kind of wrapping your head around all of that knowledge.
Yeah, when the pressure's off, you can kind of like slow down, take a step back, focus on like developing yourself in your career, learning about things that maybe you don't know enough about that is going to be applicable in the future. But it's also fun to be involved in like a notable project that is going to be, kind of a big point of focus in the local community.
Yeah.
So a nice balance of both where you can.
One I did get to work on a little bit was Restaurant Adara over in Oregon Hill.
I don't think I've been there. I'm not even sure I've heard of it.
It's pretty cool. They got, this huge custom stove, or what do they call it? Not stove, it was a range. And they had a bunch of like roasters, and it was wood fired. They had like bricks in the back to retain heat and all that stuff. And I got to see the process of that. I was working as a project engineer at that time, so I was actually on the job site.
Cool.
Doing stuff. Now I'm in the office, so I don't get to see that as much.
What kind of, is it Adara, like Adarra?
Yes.
What kind of food do they serve?
I think it's Spanish. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. My coworker Osama, if he listens to this, is going to hate me. He loves their restaurant. I'm pretty sure it's Spanish. I could be wrong.
Interesting. I'll have to look it
We
up.
should go.
It's a little pricey, but it's quality food. I mean, he was telling me, the owner, that they go and pick out their lambs once every 2 months or something like
My
that.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't it recently that we were like eating?
We were out at a hot pot restaurant, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to one, Tyler, but the one that we went to out in the actual West End.
Oh,
but
that was not the West End, but whatever. I'll let you have it.
You pay like $35, and they give you like this, it's called hot pot because it's like fondue or like hibachi, but you're cooking everything yourself. They give you this pot of like hot soup broth, and then there's also a Korean barbecue grill in front of you, and you can bring all the homies. But then with the $35, you can order literally whatever you want off the menu, as much of it as you want. So they had some freak shit on there. One of our, God bless
Abby
her,
got
one of our
lamb.
friends got like chicken feet. And
Yeah, that was
there was
crazy.
and she was eating them too. I was like, "You go off,
She
girl."
kept losing them in the soup. She
Yeah,
would, like,
and
put
there
them
would
in
be,
the
like, a
hot pot and
surprise
then, like,
chicken
30
foot.
minutes later, like, pull it out. Like, what's this? Shout out Daisy.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could do that.
and they had baby octopus and like
That part
lamb
didn't
and stuff.
freak me
We were
out,
eating
but
a
yeah,
lot
Abby
of lamb.
was eating lamb, and then we Googled like what qualifies as lamb, and it was we waited.
Babies.
Yeah, it was like month old to like 10 months old or something.
And we figured out they're like not allowed to walk around.
It's actually fucked up.
It is
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
up.
They like want them to be like really weak and
Tender.
ew.
It's true, though. I mean, a couple of my buddies are avid hunters, and the more an animal is stressed, the more gamey the meat will taste.
Mm-hmm.
So truly, I mean, I don't know if it's technically science or nature behind that, not wanting to nurture the animal and then chopping his head off or however you do that. You know. But I don't like octopus. I kind of have an issue with that.
Really?
I feel like they're such intelligent creatures. I
That's
want them.
true. But you're down to
If
eat
you're
like a
gonna go into
fuzzy
that-
little baby.
I also don't like the texture of octopus. So
I'm like really cool with fish, and I eat everything except for beef, but I get less freaked out by like fish and like that kind of thing than anything else.
Yeah, that's a good point about the octopus, though. I really like octopus, and I haven't thought about it that way.
Well,
not that I would have one as a pet or anything, but
Oh my
be a
God.
lot.
Speaking of pet octopus, I was home for Thanksgiving, and
you're
my
so
mom
good at
was like,
podcasting.
my mom was like, you have to watch this video. And it was like, you know how your parent is like, watch this thing. And you're like,
Oh.
okay. But it was like this 20, 30-minute long video of this guy. He went and saved an octopus from a seafood market, and he brought it home and put it in a tank. And he was like, I'm going to teach this octopus how to play the piano.
I've seen clips of that.
And he fucking did. And I finally like broke down. I got a little high and got in bed and watched the entirety of this video, and he fucking taught it how to play piano. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. The octopus's name was Taco.
How was the piano working? Was he above water?
It was an underwater piano.
Underwater piano.
Mm-hmm. You
I
just have to
guess
see it for
It's not
yourself.
electric. I'm like thinking of the logistical, not
I
the
don't
fact that an
remember.
octopus is playing piano.
I don't think pianos have to be electric to begin with.
Now I'm thinking about the parts of a piano, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that would work underwater.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were that smart. I'm gonna be honest.
they are. They're
What is
brilliant.
it? My Octopus Teacher, Netflix documentary.
I never watched it, but it's
I
been on
haven't
my
seen
list
it either.
for years.
Apparently, it's like I don't know if it's like Oscar or Emmy. I don't really follow the award shows. Pardon me, listeners and,
no, it's,
and everybody out
I
there.
was like, I'm not a cop.
But they won some sort of award
Yeah.
for it, and so I'm pretty sure it's pretty short.
Maybe I'll go home and watch it tonight. More octopus.
Yeah.
Need to drop a piano down so the dolphins can learn it too. I'm so interested in dolphins.
Dolphins I knew were smart.
I don't think they're as
public.
dexterous as an octopus.
No,
is.
it'd be hard. To
Taco
figure
had
that
a lot
out.
of little digits that he could use
Yeah.
to play the keys.
He kind of has an advantage at,
Yeah.
at a certain point.
But we should give the dolphins a chance.
I feel like dolphins have different dialects, so I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
they would pot up and murk a lone octopus. That would be the issue. I don't know if the octopod, I don't know what the phrase is. They could band together as well as dolphins.
Yeah, who would win in a fight?
A huge man or a silverback gorilla? Let's argue about that because we know a silverback gorilla wouldn't murder any human being.
Well, I mean, just ask any man; they'll be like, "I can take it. I can take that gorilla, no problem." Vincent's favorite challenge to talk about is how many. I'm trying to remember how old they are. It's
Fifth
like
graders or something like
10-year-olds,
that?
third graders, fifth
Yeah,
graders,
something
something
like
like that.
that.
He's like, I could take like no less than 30 of them without issue. And I'm like, I don't think you're considering the reality of this. They're all coming at you at once. I don't care if you could take one 10-year-old. I don't think you can take 30 10-year-olds. Vincent, I'm sorry if you hear this. I really believe in you.
Wait, he said that?
Yes.
Oh my
Don't
god.
say it like that.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
sorry,
you could
that's
take
my
30.
joke.
30 is not a terrible number.
Wait,
You-
he could take 30 10-year-old children?
Yeah.
It's a weird scenario to come up with. Did he come up with this on his own?
You know,
It
I
was
don't know the
circulating
answer
the
to
internet,
that.
I
Yeah.
think.
Okay, so it
Same
wasn't
with the
like he was like,
silverback thing.
you know what, 30 of them. He's a 10-year-old.
Find me
Have you
30
guys
children.
seen the Nate? I thought it was. I was talking to someone about this recently. The Nate Bargatze special where he talks about like how fairs in the 80s just had like no rules. It was like before PETA, and
like
they had
the
like
county fair? Is that what
yeah,
you're-
they had something where you could fight an orangutan, and like guys would
Really?
like no legit, and it's a really good special. Also, I forget which one it is because I've seen all of
That's
them.
such a funny concept, but horrifying
it's
in
so funny
real life.
because it was like every dude would get in there, and he was like, "We didn't have the internet like to look up how strong an orangutan is."
Yeah,
so
and then they
people would
get in
just
there and get their shit beat by an
absolutely
orangutan.
mauled.
Probably in front of their girl. She's standing
Yeah.
there holding that big teddy bear, being like,
Yeah, it's like embarrassing. But yeah, that's a good special.
So is that, I'm assuming it's a comedy special. Where can we
Yeah.
find that?
That's on Netflix probably. I don't remember which one it was. I think it's the most recent one. But
Fine.
he's good. I saw him live in, it was actually New Jersey. But
He's kind of refreshing. He does like clean comedy.
All clean,
Yeah.
yeah. His little baby daughter, whoa, she's like 10. Don't know why I said that. She introduces the like him on stage and stuff. So like it's completely clean, but
That is fun.
yeah. Do you listen to any like comedy podcasts? That's like the only thing I listen to.
I don't. I only listen to Joe Rogan, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
I have some
serious?
that I should-
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
I have a lot to recommend then.
yeah. I get disgruntled by structure in that sense. I like to hear what people have to say when they don't have talking points or specific ideologies kind of in front of them.
I have plenty of that too.
But I'm no stranger. I like talking about it in person, but I don't like listening to an opinion piece, if that makes sense. I like to hear people relay what they think and kind of make my own opinion from that, I guess. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Like
Sure.
listening to banter and just kind of picking out from
yeah,
it.
like not absorbing necessarily the viewpoints of people that
What do
might be
you
on
mean?
that show. I mean, I don't know if
Oh,
that's
they
what
go
you're
on-
getting
they
at,
go on
but,
Joe
like,
Rogan.
Yes.
I have
No,
only seen
100%.
like
I don't-
bad clips, but like I understand like that approach to like let's see what they have to say and like
Right.
we can
And a lot of it's baloney, but a lot of the other bullshit on the internet is also baloney. You know what I mean? So it's like me and my buddies talk about this all the time. It's like the gut check. You know, typically intelligent, well-read people can listen to something and be like, okay, this doesn't sound right, or this doesn't sound like it's real, or this person definitely has a strong opinion about this. So you have to take what they say with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, for all of us in the United States, our education system has kind of failed us over the past, 2-3 decades. So people might not be able to digest media sources such as that with such scrutiny. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where we get on thin ice, and that's kind of the issue with it. I'm open to hearing anything, and I kind of like to form my own opinion. So it gives people a platform to just talk, I think, and like the people that you're probably suggesting were terrible episodes. Like Donald Trump's was awful. Kanye West was
I
terrible.
didn't even know
Didn't
that
even
Trump
know
went
that.
on it.
Antonio Brown, terrible. Like all the
Wait,
people.
is he that psycho football player?
Yeah, he played for the
Oh
Pittsburgh
my
Steelers.
God.
Huge fan.
I had to
watched him
watch like
play
a
for so
whole
many years.
montage of clips of
don't know
Antonio
who
Brown
this is.
recently. It was
So
bananas.
long story short, he TBI, excessive like CT, bad brain injury, and the guy played for something like 6 to 8 seasons. Almost won a Super Bowl with us. Unfortunately, did not. And then he got traded to the Buccaneers, where he won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady when he went there after his tenure in New England. He wins that. He comes back, and he's obviously kind of off his rocker. Nobody, Problem is, I feel like with people in that sort of stature, like athletes like that, they don't necessarily always have good people in their circle. So like people should have been like, hey, bro, maybe you need to go to the doctor more often. Maybe you need to see a therapist. Maybe you need to do this or that. Obviously, he's not getting that positive reinforcement in his life.
Getting
So
propped
he's
up.
right, and he's making what is it, like the cracker of the week or whatever on Twitter. He's making all these videos and he's being crazy, but people applaud him for it, right? Like the internet's a crazy thing, and
Yeah.
I feel like he got more and more confident that he could just do whatever and be whack. And then apparently, well, I mean, there's videos of him online stripping in front of people in like public pools and shit like that. And then apparently he got arrested for first-degree murder, fled the country, and then they extradited him from like the Emirates or something like that. So now he's back in the States.
I'm so glad
and
we
at
have
what
him
point
back.
did he go on Joe Rogan's podcast?
This was
Pre-murder or post-murder?
it was pre-murder, but that's what it was. CTESPN. He
God.
created like an entire channel out of it or whatever, and Rogan had him on there to talk about that.
Yeah.
And it was sad because like you could tell he was kind of a well-read guy. He just like he couldn't even string sentences together.
mean,
He sounded
yeah,
like
it's
somebody
brain.
that had been binge drinking all day and like came to this podcast,
Yeah.
That's sad. It's very sad.
Would we consider that responsible journalism on Joe Rogan's part to bring someone like on the podcast?
No. And
Absolutely not.
honestly, I don't know. I'm like, it's funny because I want, ironically, like I want to form my own opinion about Joe Rogan's podcast because I've heard a lot of controversial things about it, but I also like haven't been able to bring myself to actually listen to enough of it to form an opinion. So I'm like kind of like holding back. I definitely have heard bad things, and it is like I kind of agree about like the controversial nature of like platforming certain people, and it's like what you were saying about like, you know, listening with scrutiny and everything, like that's fine for like a grown man with like a fully formed brain, but I think it's like the problem is that's not who's
I agree.
listening.
That's not his audience.
And it's
Yeah.
such a huge like, I mean, there's art. It's like, again, I don't want to like talk out of my ass, but it actually, I'm just gonna not talk out of my ass. But
I'm just thinking like us as the audience for this kind of thing, and I guess I'm not really talking about Joe Rogan anymore, more so about like someone like Antonio Brown or like Britney. Like when we're
yeah,
going online and consuming all of this content that people who are obviously unwell are putting out and like
Yes.
contributing to so
Yeah.
much of the discourse around like, oh, this person has lost their mind, like what's
Yeah.
wrong with them? I'm not saying that like we do that specifically, but like what is our responsibility as the audience in that kind of scenario? Like
I know it goes like directly against like the human nature of curiosity. Like I don't
That's a
like.
good point.
Yeah, I think that it's very arguably unethical to like platform anybody who's in a certain state or whatever. But it's like,
and like look at Kanye. Look at all that crazy shit that Kanye is
His
doing.
episode was whack too.
I know.
he was okay. I actually don't know like
Oh, man.
anybody that's been on this.
Oh, there's a ton of like I listen to a lot of astrophysicists, like professors in. I like a lot of the medical stuff, a lot of weightlifting. Like he's into that a lot, like the weightlifting and mixed martial arts.
Did he have the Liver King on?
I don't know that he did.
What the fuck is that?
You
The
should
liver,
have.
the liver.
You don't
People are
know.
mad at the Liver King.
What did the Liver King do?
He took a bunch of steroids and then
Oh.
claimed that he was only eating like raw foods.
I think I knew that. Oh, Caitria. I
This
get to
is
introduce
so
you
out of
to
my-
Taco, the piano playing octopus. I get to show you the Liver King.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and plug my favorite.
Yeah, let's go.
podcast.
Let's get into that. I need to broaden my sphere a little bit.
I'm gonna broaden your sphere. My favorite podcasts of all time are Exploration Live with Charlie and Natalie. And I've actually been thinking about how to describe this podcast to people because it sounds so dumb, but I swear they're just really smart, thoughtful, and hilarious people, and they just break
We love
down
that.
like really simple topics. Like
It's
called
just like anything under the sun.
it's anything, and it'll be like a very like they go over like 3 like ideas each podcast. It's mostly just a bunch of them talking, but theoretically they like touch on ideas and like
See, I feel like I would like something like that though, because there's not an overt like rigid structure to it. They're not,
it's not at
you
all.
know what I
Like
mean?
half the time they don't even get to the ideas until like 40 minutes into the podcast, and like
Right.
okay, like one
That's what I like.
recently that and you can like you can go back into this part. But recently they had a guest on, and the guest's idea was like it was another comedian, Aton. He's really funny. But his idea was like salad bar like recipe or something, and it's basically just the concept of the like he goes into a salad bar, and every time he thinks he's making such a good recipe that like he gets disappointed when they don't put him on the board at the end, and then they ended up doing this whole bit of like him like them doing a bit of him ordering the salad, and the salad was like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, and it was just,
One of his recipes from the salad bar.
yeah, it was good. Anyway, that's not a good example, but that
That's
one's
right.
good. And then
I get the gist.
Brooke and Connor, you probably have seen them on like TikTok and stuff.
I'm not on TikTok, unfortunately.
I'm a reformed TikTok
Okay,
user.
well, at some point in time, you probably have seen them.
I'm sure.
And they have a podcast.
oh, is that the guy like Wishbone Connor or something.
Fibula.
Oh yeah, I do know who that is.
Fibula and Brooke's handle is like Lady Efron.
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, they're so adorable and hilarious, and they just talk about like literally nothing. That's what what I listen to when I want like a brain dead podcast. And then another one that I love is Caleb Heeran's So True podcast. He's like kind of the more like famous of the comedians that I listen to. Like he has like people from SNL on and stuff, but he also, which is something that I love, like will just invite his friends on just because he loves them and they're funny and they're not famous. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Like a lot of the guests will be someone that you've never heard of, and then some of them will be like, you know, someone from SNL or like some famous person. Like he had Zoe Deschanel on recently.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She's cute. She's funny.
Yeah, she is funny, and they just did a movie together. So it was like his movie that he directed.
My cousins own a comedy club in New York, and they're like, they've got a decent platform now, like in the New York comedy scene, but it's nothing like nationwide from what I can tell yet. Guys, if you listen to this, I love you and I support you.
Wait, what is it? Plug it.
Their club is called Flophouse Comedy Club.
Where is it?
It's I think it's in Williamsburg. But the point is, they have the building. I don't know if they own it or if they rent it or what, but there's like apartments above the building, and Hannibal Buress lives above them, and he stopped in one time and was like, "Can I do a set?" How cool is that? Especially for
awesome.
like, you know, people who are newer on the scene and stuff.
So cool.
I know. I thought that was funny. I've never seen his bit if they recorded it, but they were pretty hyped that Hannibal Buress came on.
Yeah, I wonder if he was like, "You guys can't record this. You know,
Maybe.
use it for
Like,
promo."
I'm just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, a lot of comedy places are like that. Like you can't record anything, but it makes sense because it takes so long to come up with stand-up, and often you reuse it. So it's like
they get pretty creative. One of them does a naked special where he literally
this is your cousin.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not actually related, but
Okay.
for all intents and purposes, they're my cousins. But either way, not comfortable seeing him naked. Never seen his, because he records it. I think he blurs it out. I still don't want to watch it. But he gets up on stage, hanging dong in front of like an entire audience of people in his club, and does a whole stand-up routine.
I'm just like wondering why. Like, does it come into the bit? Like, why is he just like
I said,
is his
not
most
interested
comfortable
in seeing my family naked, so I don't know what he talks about.
It's literally like the manifestation of like, it's like the opposite of like look around the room and everyone's in their underwear. It's like, let me just strip right now.
It's like the worst case scenario. And then I only found out about this because my mom was like, "Have you seen that Nick is doing these naked specials?" And I was like, "Mom, have you seen that Nick is doing these naked specials? I hope you didn't watch those."
This. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
You can watch it for me and tell me.
But it's online?
I'd have to find it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Wow.
Sure, some internet
honestly,
sleuth could.
Impressive.
Yeah. No, I think he
could
posts
never
it
do
on
that.
like Facebook. I don't think you need to sleuth it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's
Props
cool,
to him,
though.
though.
That's very
I mean,
cool.
the confidence I feel like it takes to do something like that is through the roof.
Yep, he just got married too, so
Is his wife okay with
his wife encourages it. She like runs the club behind the scenes.
I love these people.
I do too.
That's
cool. Awesome. I love it. Oh my god. Yeah, I've never been to a live comedy show.
Oh my
need to do
god,
that.
you have to.
You do need to do that. It's seriously fun. I went to an improv, or I've been to several improv shows, but there was one where like I ended up on the stage
I was
with
there.
the improv people. We won't go into that.
It was crazy.
But it was really fun to be a part of. And even when you're just sitting there like being in the audience,
Yeah.
like I've never seen a big famous comedian.
Yeah.
That's going to change though, because we have tickets to John Mulaney.
That's true.
He's coming to the Altria.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the one thing that I really miss about New York is it's like the comedy scene there is really good. And if you ever go to New York, I'm sure you've heard of it, but you should go to Comedy Cellar.
That's one of the big ones, isn't it?
It's like probably arguably the biggest one. But if you
Yeah.
get like the 9 p.m. slot tickets, that's like the best show. One time I made the mistake of going to the midnight slot.
That's where they put the naked
That's
people
where
on
they
stage.
put the rejects. That's where your cousin goes after he's done at the Flophouse or whatever you called it. Is that what you called it? 'Cause
That's what
otherwise
it's
that sounded
called.
like a
That's not
serious
just what I
insult.
called it.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
You said it like it was a
you
dig.
came up with it. It's actually called like Williamsburg Comedy. You're like, oh, the Flophouse. Yeah, that place is really good. I mean, that's like where like, you know, Robin Williams, like all those people like have got their start.
Yeah.
It's really good. But tip, just like when you're planning to go to New York, like they release the tickets like months in advance. I can't remember. I think it might be 1 month or 2 months in advance. But if you get it, like they'll sell out on the day that the date comes up. And then otherwise you have to wait in line for like an hour. So
Dang.
just like plan ahead if you want to go there.
I feel like New York City's all about waiting in lines.
It is, but I refuse, which is why I would do the ticket planning.
You're like one of, I feel like, the least likely people that I know of that would have moved to New York. And then you
Me.
did it and you loved it.
Well, okay. I mean, it was tough. Like I loved all my friends. Like some of my best friends were living there, and it was a golden time. I wouldn't take it back for the world.
Also,
don't
the
know if
design
I loved
community. That's like the big hub. That's where
The
you
design.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, New York is gorgeous, and I think there's like, you know, there's a reason it's famous, and people love it, and it's a magical place. But I have realized since moving to Richmond that I was sort of like not
astray.
doing well, like when I was there, because like now that I feel like I'm here, I'm just like more relaxed, and I'm like wanting to leave the house and do new things. And I just ironically did not feel that way in New York, and everybody's different, but that's what it did to me personally.
Yeah.
But I was at the
mean-
comedy clubs. Let me tell you what.
I don't blame you for not wanting to leave the house. My favorite thing to say is like I love to visit New York, but I love even more leaving New York
That's what
and going
everyone
home.
says. And then I would be visiting Richmond from New York. I would emerge from Penn Station and be like, fuck my life. Like, it's so fucking
Back in a place
to
where
go
the wind
lug
blows
my
like 50
laundry.
miles an hour through the buildings. People take shits on the subway. You have to
shits
walk
in the subway,
to
shits
do-
in my stairwell. Did I tell you about that?
No.
I swear I told you about that. Someone took a shit in our stairwell, and it was when Johnny was staying. I lived in the East Village in like a 5th floor walk up, and some time in the middle of the night, there's no public restrooms. I really can't shame them that much, but they walked up to the 4th floor and took a shit on the landing.
It's crazy they walked all the way up to the 4th
Well,
floor.
I thought about it, and I think it's like there was, the chance of running into him, someone like decreased with each level you ascended.
He's like, there's
So
only
then
one
it was
apartment
like-
above me. What are the
Yeah.
odds these people come out while I'm
And
doing the deed?
So
Fair enough.
it was crazy, and my friend Johnny was staying at my place, and Eleanor, who I was living with, is a nurse, so she left super early in the morning, and she was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like there's a giant pile of shit in the stairwell, and I had to like text Johnny and be like, I'm so sorry, this has never happened before, but you need to watch your step.
I don't think I could live like that.
That happened to
Yeah.
Grace in DC. They live in an apartment. There was a nail salon down below, and there's like a little vestibule where it entered their apartment, and then the nail salon was on the right. Their apartment was the next 2 floors up. And I guess the nail salon people had left the front door open, so overnight, probably somebody slept in there and then took a shit in the morning, and
Damn.
I didn't have to clean it up.
Again, it's so insane, but at the same time, like, this is what happens when you don't have public infrastructure. Let's bring it back.
There we go.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I
true.
cannot, like, I've been in such situations. I had access to a bathroom, like, it's not okay.
But then you see, like, I swear it was on, like, what was that? BuzzFeed or something, where it would just
That
show you,
seems
like,
it is.
an interesting picture and then, like, a really quick blurb back in the day. I feel like I remember seeing pictures of, like, in Paris, they would have these outdoor urinals to keep people from urinating in public, but it was, like, only for men. They didn't have...
Lovely. I mean, that's already, like, you can just pee anywhere.
Well, I
as a
assume the men
man.
are the problem with the whole urinating in public
you can
thing.
go
True.
anywhere. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
isn't it so bad? It's so bad for like the plants and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, also just like so
And
unpleasant.
it's unsanitary.
Yeah.
It's gross. It
It's gross.
smells.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, but it makes me think, like, I took this class in college. I don't remember if you were in it because I was almost never there.
Well, I probably
It
wasn't
was
either.
called, what was it called? Like gender and sexuality in the built environment or something. And
I was probably in that class.
really,
Yeah, it sounds
Oh.
like something I would take.
must have been a forgettable experience for both
Actually,
of us.
no. I remember writing a paper, and
Really?
I wrote a paper about like. Yes, I was in this class.
I remember, like, the class itself was actually pretty interesting. I was just a shithead in college and I didn't go to my lectures.
Yeah.
But she would talk about stuff like the inequality of how do I word it? Like the inequality of equality in certain
Mm-hmm.
scenarios, like when you're building a building and there has to be like restroom facilities in it. It's like you want to just put like X amount of fixtures in the men's restroom, X amount of fixtures in
Yeah.
the women's restroom, and it just doesn't work like that.
Well, you can always fit more urinals and like
Yes.
the baby changing tables. And I remember like this topic, like it's like the idea that you just have the same square footage allotted for men and women in restrooms is
Yeah.
like
When
completely.
in reality it doesn't work like
it's
that.
stupid.
Like I
Like,
don't know if
that's not
either
how
of
it
you
works.
have been to the new amphitheater on the riverfront.
Mhm.
I have not.
I just get so much pleasure from going to the bathroom there because for some reason the men's bathroom is so much
Always
less
packed.
accommodating than the women's restroom. There's never a line at the women's restroom.
They
I've never
overcompensated.
experienced it. And then there's like a quarter mile. I'm almost not exaggerating. It will
It's
like
long.
extend to the stage, the men's restroom line. I assume it goes relatively quick.
It goes quick, but I mean, I don't know. The layout is whack. They have like 10 stalls. You walk in, and on the right, where I guess it butts up with the women's restroom, there's like 10 stalls, and then you have a row of sinks, and then urinals on either side, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's probably like 10 urinals. So
So I don't know who fumbled that so colossally.
I feel like they didn't do a great job with that space.
Yeah, I mean, with the amphitheater in general,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Oh my god, I haven't been yet, but
The restroom thing is what pisses me off.
And that they're
honestly.
only to one side, and they march you through all of the like retail stuff on the
Yes.
way. They're like, "Don't you want to buy a T-shirt from
oh my
the
god,
artist?"
that's like LaGuardia. You have to walk through the mall now
Yeah.
to get to your gate.
the like SpongeBob running through the perfume section, like coughing.
Those things are crazy. I read some probably Reddit posts recently about the psychology behind those
What are you talking
airline,
about?
like the airline malls, like the
Oh,
huge shopping centers in
I don't know what the
airlines,
SpongeBob thing
and
is.
people.
I forgot you didn't see SpongeBob.
I didn't see
Oh, I
SpongeBob
thought
as a
there was-
kid
the
either.
way
so-
that-
you did.
Okay, when
I am
you
not in
said
a safe
that, I was
space.
picturing like one of those like Times Square dressed up people as SpongeBob, like
No.
running through the airport mall trying to
I
get
wondered
you to
why
buy
nobody
something.
laugh.
Well,
Okay.
This is the first time I haven't
I'm
been
gonna get-
alienated
I have
with
two
that.
younger sisters.
listen
I
to
was a
me.
Disney Channel child.
I'm gonna drop it in the Discord after this, and you guys can both see
Okay,
it.
go ahead. Yeah. The amount that me not having seen SpongeBob comes up in my life is crazy.
It comes up between us frequently.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means
it's one of
I
my
bring it up
huge
a lot, but
interpersonal issues.
yeah,
I
I
find
just feel
myself
like it
facing
shaped
that.
our generation in a certain way.
Yeah, it's like it takes me back to my like childhood wounds of like not knowing what was going on. Like everyone at school would be like talking about it.
Sorry, I brought this up.
Got that.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Oh my god, to be back in elementary, middle school.
Would you guys do it?
Okay, what are the parameters? Do I get to keep my knowledge?
You would
Because
be
then
so
I just
annoying
invest.
if you like knew
I'd
everything
I'd
you
invest.
know
I'd
now.
invest in it in all kinds of good shit.
I don't know what a good
I-
parameter for this would be because, like, you can't go back with your full knowledge because then you're just going to buy the winning lottery ticket and the rest of your life is completely rigged. And for the world because now you're a billionaire and you might start doing some.
I'd hope I
Sorry.
could do better things
Like I think
than
we're
what
talking
these
about a
people are
different
doing now.
hypothetical now. Like if you're omniscient.
Okay,
and,
no.
go
You
back
can
in
you can
time.
go back to elementary. You have to start in elementary school because you got to lay some kind of foundation for the horrific experience that middle school is.
Yeah.
I don't
Fuck me.
remember middle school, which makes me feel like it was either just like whatever, or it was really bad and I don't remember?
I just remember the worst parts of it, which was a
What-
lot of it.
What? Tell me.
I mean, this is probably a relatively universal experience, but it's like you hit puberty, things start getting weird, you start looking weird, you start acting weird. And
Oh,
then
God.
the people around you start
what are you
noticing.
doing, Abby? I'm like, maybe this is unique to you.
Catria's over there like, I would have bullied
I
you in middle
actually
school.
behaved incredibly in middle school. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, it just was. It's just the coming of age time that you don't know how to navigate things.
I mean,
and, like,
totally.
I could not imagine being middle school,
yeah, you
or,
start
like,
experiencing
middle school
love,
teacher, or like kindergarten, like
which is
elementary
worse.
school maybe. High
Kindergarten
school
would be
probably sucks
better.
too, but I feel like middle schoolers are the
Yeah.
craziest.
Yeah, I would never as a teacher.
I mean, yeah. The only thing, this is one of my favorite stories to tell. Is one of the only things I remember about middle school. Okay,
it.
so I threw up in the morning before I went to school, but my mom was out of town. Like, her friend was like, my godmother was like taking care of us, and so I was like, well, I would rather just like go to school. So I
oh,
went
you
to
and me are
school.
so different.
I know. Well, I went
I
to
would've
school and I
milked
was
it.
just
I
like,
would've
because
stayed
when
home.
you throw up and you feel better. But anyway, I made it through first period and I was like, I am not feeling good. So then I got to second period and there was like a sign out sheet to go to the bathroom. And I was like probably blue in the face and I was like trying to be like, can I go to the bathroom? And she's like, okay, like do the sign out. You have to do like the time stamp and everything. And I was like, there are seconds on the clock right now. And it was like still the bell hadn't rung between classes. And basically like I was walking, there was a long hallway down to the bathroom and the teachers still had like their doors open and some of them were standing out. And Mr. Ingersoll, bless his soul, I never had a class with him, but he was standing out in front of his classroom door and there was like no one left in the hallway at this point, but I was like beelining it to the bathroom and I think he could see what was going on. And he kind of like got some paper towels and came towards me with like his hands cupped.
What are you thinking, Mr. Ingersoll?
Okay, in my defense, like everyone was like, why did you do that? But now I'm thinking about it, it's like, what did he want me to do? I think here's two ways. I think he either like was literally sacrificing himself or he was getting the paper towels to clean up after what was inevitably going to happen, which was me throwing up on the floor.
Did you throw up in his hands?
I threw up in his hands. I literally like just, and by the way, like it's not like that saved anything. It obviously poured all over onto the floor and shit. And then I had to be like, I'm so sorry. Like, and then I went to the bathroom and left him with my like throw up and his, it's all over it. And by the way, it's in front of an open door to a classroom full of students.
How was he positioned? Was he standing up? Was he on his knees?
He was standing up. He didn't like kneel down and like
That's what
open
I'm
his hands to
picturing.
me throw up on him. No, but I still think about that to this day because I'm like, I don't know if he panicked or I panicked, but I don't think he wanted that to happen.
One thing that I can say for sure, I'm sure he remembers that moment
I
as
know.
well as you do.
I
100%.
know. It was
Maybe
so
maybe
crazy.
more.
Yeah. The other thing I remember from middle school is like, remember when you would, I forget what it was called, but people would like write someone's name on your hand, and if you looked at it, you had to like date them or something. Like,
I don't remember that one.
No.
No,
No.
I really thought that was universal.
I thought
I was scared of.
I'm thinking
talking
of like
to-
the paper
Mhm.
squares.
Yes.
That was more like,
Yeah. I remember that.
yeah, I can't remember the premise of that, but I remember really liking it and I liked making them.
That totally makes sense with you and your crafty and wonderful and artistic nature.
Wow, that was really nice of you to say.
I mean it.
Well,
Like that so adds up.
let's make one at work
Okay.
on Monday. We'll be like, I think what you put inside of
Yeah,
it is
what
like,
do you? I remember being confused by them. They were a little bit too
what
highbrow
did-
for me.
You said it. You said like 3 numbers or something. And that's how they had to do the thing. And
It
then
was
you said
hard
the,
to-
yeah,
you had to
and then
open
it's
it
like,
up.
this is the person you're gonna marry. This is the kind
Right.
of house you're gonna live in. This is
Yeah.
the kind of pet you're gonna have.
I would get really stressed out about those. I was
Yeah,
really afraid of everything.
because it
in
felt
middle
like an
school.
omen. I was like, oh my god,
Yes,
I'm gonna
this is gonna
marry
come true.
a fisherman and I'm gonna live in a shack.
One thing that I still
Jokes
laugh
on me.
about
That's
is
kind of my
like,
dream.
Yeah. I was gonna
in-
say I'd be cool with that.
that actually sounds sick. I remember being like really like I was really sheltered and I like didn't talk to boys or anything in like middle school. I was very scared, but I overestimated what everybody else was doing, and like my friends were like having their like first boyfriends and like first kisses or like less. Like they might not have even like kissed their boyfriends. I thought
Holding
all of them were
hands.
having sex. I literally, they would be like, so like I was like with Tino, and I was like, did you have sex? And they were like, what? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, you're disgusting. They were like, well, I didn't. But I don't know why I thought that. I was so like scared.
Or people would just be like, we hooked up. And we'd
Yeah,
be like,
and
oh,
I
you
would be like,
hooked?
okay, so
Yeah. What does that mean? Elaborate.
I don't know. Cut that.
Man, middle school days. Yeah, it was just as awkward for me.
Did you guys have middle school girlfriend and boyfriends?
I did for like 4 days or something like that.
Hell
Whatever
yeah.
it was, you know.
I was too busy getting bullied.
It's so shocking, but yeah, but you have said that before.
Yeah, it was tough. Basically, only because I had a deep voice for a middle school girl, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, I would go home and like try to talk a little bit higher
Oh my
just
God.
by myself.
Ooh, go back down.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
But
Well, now look at you now.
look at me now, and the guy that bullied me about my voice is in prison.
Yes.
Perfect ending.
Yes, perfect ending to
Put that clap noise on.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's like almost like, what's the good subreddit I read about people doing that type of shit all the time, or like things that happen
like a
through
redemption.
karma. Yeah, karma drives something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, perfect arc.
Yeah,
I think I didn't realize that people were making fun of me.
Yeah, I didn't either.
it's
And
better
then
that
now
way.
I
Yeah.
look back at it, I'm like,
I was
oh.
blissfully
Yeah.
ignorant.
You know what? I'd rather be made fun of than be the person doing the making
for
fun
sure.
of. So
For sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bullying shaped me.
Did you guys ever get in trouble at school?
Not really. I got in a fight in 3rd grade.
Oh,
I don't even remember what it
what
was
were you
about.
scrapping about?
I don't remember some shit
How do you
between me
not
and another
remember you? Is
kid.
the first thing you thought of?
Well, that's the only time I ever got in trouble in school.
Yeah, I got in trouble in school.
Oh, and in college, but I mean,
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
drinking.
one
Actually,
time
that's kind of crazier.
I got in trouble at
just for
home
alcohol.
Oh.
frequently
At home.
in high school, and then
Mm-hmm.
the only time I ever got in trouble at school, we were at like, oh God, it was like the senior awards ceremony, but I wasn't a senior and none of my friends were. So we were like, let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's go do something fun. So we decided to get like these, they're like windshield markers for cars that you would write like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
class of 16 or whatever on your back windshield. But we got them and we went to our rival high school, did donuts on the football field, and then
Whoa.
we went around the parking lot and we're writing like fuck Reagan because the school's name was Reagan.
And fuck
Ah.
Reagan.
Yeah, and fuck Reagan.
More importantly.
And we got in huge trouble for that. I had to do detention
That's crazy.
for so long, and I don't
Pretty
remember how we got
badass.
caught. I think just some snitches at Reagan.
Yeah.
These girls whose cars we were
course.
writing on because they were like a little cunty. I
Mhm,
think they figured out
mhm.
it was us and they ratted.
Yeah. People do be like that.
Yeah.
I did, however, so in high school, I played baseball all 4 years, and we had a show my senior year that we filmed YouTube videos and like I produced, and it was called
That's
the
cool.
Dugout Show. We had these two, it was like dum-dum lollipop holders, and the inside had like a little foam insert, and you set the dum-dums in it. We ate all the dum-dums, and it looked like a big lollipop or a microphone. So we would record videos and talk shit about like our high school and like our teammates and everything. We'd have guys come in and say stuff. And it got popular to the point where everybody was watching it. And I got sat down by like teachers and like
Oh no.
our athletic director and all kinds of stuff. And they're like,
That's
you need to
tough.
take this off.
It was like a digital burn book.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. You just put that right on YouTube, like talking mad shit.
It was. We weren't overtly like slandering the high school. You know,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
more of like
Yeah.
just us being silly.
Yeah.
We had a morning show production. I was on that for a little bit. I never got to be a host, which I knew I was meant to be.
Yeah,
I was made out
obviously
for
it was destiny.
You
But
made
no,
it
I mean,
happen.
in high school, I didn't hit like my growth spurt till like senior year of high school, college. So I came in, I was 5'2", and I think there's still a picture of me on my Instagram. I'm so tiny.
Oh, freshman.
So it didn't really help in terms of sports, which sucked. But yeah, I mean, my parents were going to put me in a year earlier because my birthday's in November. But then they decided not to give me a little leg up in sports. Not that it did anything.
That was nice of them.
Late spurt. But
Nice.
yeah.
What sports did you play?
I played
Baseball, obviously.
football in middle school, and then 1 year in high school. I think I played on like the freshman team or something like that. I played golf in high school. I'm trying to think of. I played basketball up until high school. I did swimming for like a summer. I don't know. Tried everything. I played soccer for a little bit when I was younger. Wish I would have played volleyball, but we didn't have a men's volleyball team when I was in high school.
Bummer.
They
That would've been
started one
cool.
my senior year, and I'd finally grown. I was like our ace pitcher on the baseball team, so my coach was like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "Come on!" So I went and played.
Volleyball's my passion.
I went and played with my friends anyway, like
Yeah.
in off time.
That's
and
a
then
good thing to play in adulthood. Like
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
rec volleyball.
I want to get into a league. There's actually a little park right over here that we can walk to as a sand court. So I really want to go
yeah.
play over
There's
there.
one on the river in Rockets Landing. That's nice.
Oh yeah, it's right by the boathouse,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool.
Gear up for some beach volleyball.
Yeah, until your ball's floating down the mighty James.
It's not that close.
Oh,
to
really?
it's like on the other side of the bike path. I can see that happening, but
Oh,
they seem to do fine. It's actually probably kind of a hazard because like it's right above the Capitol Trail, so I feel like more often it's probably like flying
Getting
out and like
smacked
hitting
in the
some
head
biker.
while you're running down the
hitting
Capitol
somebody.
chair. That's where you Capitol chair.
Yeah, I was
Capitol
like,
Trail.
whoa. You're just riding with it.
That's where you do your sculling.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I rode in high school, so I just did a sculling training
I'm
program.
not familiar with what that is.
Sculling is so there's sweep rowing and sculling, and basically sweep rowing is like the kind when you have one like separate oars on port and starboard, and each person has one oar, and then
Gotcha.
sculling is when you get both oars.
Okay, very interesting.
Um,
So how did you find this sport? I had never heard of this until like college, basically.
Honestly, I copied my sister. With like everything until she became a doctor, and I was like, I'm out. But she did crew, and it was really cool because I grew up in Arlington, and our high school was like 3 miles from Georgetown,
Yeah.
DC, and we would run down to the boathouse like as a warm up, and then row on the Potomac, and like I did that all of high school. It was really cool. And now I feel so bad for the people who do it now at WNL. Like they moved boathouses. We had this gorgeous boathouse that was right under Key Bridge. You can see it like from the bridge.
Is Key Bridge the one that got hit by that big boat?
What?
No, that was whatchamacallit. That connects Jersey and mainland. I don't know. Somewhere over there. Francis Scott Key Bridge, right? That's the one that got hit by the boat.
Francis
That's what
Scott
I'm
Key is what
thinking
I'm
of.
talking about.
I thought-
How do I
That's
not
that
know this?
massive bridge that got hit by like the sugar importing
Yeah,
boat.
it like collapsed the bridge and a bunch of people
I
died.
thought it was like
Yeah.
a bridge in Brooklyn. What are you? Okay,
Sorry,
cut
off
this.
topic.
I don't know anything.
Continue. You can't
I
say
hate-
cut this.
I'm sorry. Like
No. It happened probably 8 months ago, and I remember it being
It
a
was
huge
that recently?
deal. I think
thought
so.
it was Brooklyn.
I remember
Why
it
did I
being a
think it was-
huge deal because the port in Maryland,
No.
Baltimore, is one of the largest like sugar importing
Oh,
exporters
it's
on
in
the East Coast.
Baltimore. No, not the Bay Bridge. That's the one that's like a mile long. It
Yeah,
goes
my
all the
mom
way.
Yeah.
swam the Bay Bridge.
Are you
Fun
serious?
fact. Yeah.
Wait,
Holy-
it's longer than a mile long. I think.
Oh, it's
like 5
it's-
to 10
yeah,
miles long.
Yeah, she swam the
and
whole
it
How
costs
long
like
did it take her?
$40 to drive
like
across that thing.
3-4 hours straight
I don't
swimming.
know if I can.
She was
for
no,
4
she was
hours.
incredible. She
Is
did
she
the whole
is
thing.
she like a?
She was a swimmer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
like
amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. Every time I drive the Bay Bridge, I'm like, that's so crazy. And
Wow.
apparently, like they used to be more lax about the weather conditions that they were allowed to swim in. Like,
Wait, this is like a sanctioned activity?
yeah, it's like the Bay Bridge like swim. Like I don't know if it's still going on, but like it was like a thing, and like my mom said it was crazy because like a bunch of like really athletic people would try to do it and like almost drown. They had to have like rescue boats everywhere, and it was crazy.
That's so cool.
She said that like, and it was really cold. She said that she would swim like behind people so that when they peed it would be warm for a second.
Oh,
Cut
is.
that.
That's such an incredible like accomplishment.
I mean, it's
For
incredible.
real.
It's
Why-
very
I'm
unique too.
I remember the pee part, so maybe I have heard this before,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
love
like,
talking
why
about
haven't you
it.
mentioned this before? What
Because,
are the
I mean,
crazy-
every time I'm on the Bay Bridge, I'm like, my mom swam this right underneath this bridge. I don't actually know what the course was, but
That makes me want to figure out exactly how long it is.
yeah, we should look it up. I should know that off
You
the
want
top
me
of
to
my
look it up?
head.
Yeah.
I kind of do.
I would like to know. Because, like, I think the only friend that we have that is really a swimmer is, like, Reed. And I'll be talking to Reed at, like,
Not know that.
he swam in high school.
All right, what's your guess?
Well, I swam in high school. Does that make
My
me
guess,
a swimmer?
My guess is 5 miles.
I just read it, so
It's
it's
between
4.3. I actually have that memorized.
Oh,
3.8 and 4.03. It says.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's still, that's pretty
crazy.
far.
4 miles.
That's
Mhm.
nuts.
4 miles of like open water swimming. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah.
ever done open water swimming. I have because we were
No.
actually we were in Canada, and my mom was like, she was getting a little bit high on her horse, and because she was talking about her open water swimming, and she was like, Caitria, you don't understand, like the conditions are different, like it's not like getting in a pool. She was like, you can't go swim out to that, like it was some like I don't know, like
Buoy. Or something.
yeah, whatever. And she was like, you can't do it. So then I got like really pissed and I got in and did it. But it was hard. Like it's harder than just swimming.
I was going to say, when you said, I don't know if you guys have ever done open water swimming, my only version of that is someone being like, I'll bet you can't reach that.
Yeah,
rock."
exactly. That's how it happens to
In,
most
like,
of us.
Yeah, in a lake or something.
Yeah.
In childhood, it would be like, oh yeah, watch me. Now it's like,
I know. And judging
I'm 5 fucking drinks
distances,
deep. Of course I can make it
Yeah.
out to that rock.
It's crazy. Like you cannot judge distances well, like
No.
in water.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, so my mom was a big swimmer and I was doing crew, and I'm hoping, obviously it's off season right now, but I'm planning on getting a membership to the Rockets Landing Boathouse this spring.
I didn't realize they had one here.
They do. It's actually, the restaurant called the Boathouse.
I've heard of it.
It's
I'm a
beneath that.
newer
There's an actual
Richmonder, so
boathouse.
I haven't been there.
The
to
boathouse
other
used to be
places.
really good. It is no longer really good.
Really?
But
I went
it's-
there. I liked it.
Really? I mean, I
mean,
think
I
it
had,
used
like,
to be.
fries.
I think it used to be better than it is now. Like it's supposed to be like a fancier restaurant, and I think the quality has dropped. But anyway,
It's a nice experience though. Like you go up on like the balcony, there's like open seating, like first
cool.
come, first serve. But yeah, it's cool.
Swimming, I can't get over the swimming across.
yeah.
the
Yeah,
span.
Tell us
I
about
know.
your like capsize test.
Oh, yeah. Part of the training for the sculling program is that you have to be able to flip a boat and get back in, which is so much harder than I will be able to describe on audio. Like, but basically, like, the whole, especially with the sculling boats, they're very, very, like, tippy, and they're, like, they weigh, like, 30 pounds.
And they're really
So
skinny.
They're really skinny. They're, like, 15 feet long. And anything will make them flip, but like if you just let go of the oars for like 5 seconds, it'll flip. And so when you do the flip test, you have to like jump in, and then before you even have a chance of like getting back in the boat, you have to like basically like kick up enough to grab the oars, which have flown up in the air at this point and like completely sunk on one side, and then you have to pull them down, and then you have to like jump up from the water and like straddle the boat without losing the oars. So you basically have like no arms. It was crazy. It took me like, there's like a 10-minute video of me doing it. It's
I
like
probably
really
couldn't do it.
pathetic.
And you're down in the James River,
It was
past
gross.
downtown.
It was gross.
The
I had
water
just
is foul.
passed like a dead fish, and I was like, it was gross. But we swam like in the Potomac. I think they like banned it after I graduated. But we used to jump in the Potomac every year at the end of crew season, and I distinctly remember like this one time Dakota in my boat was like, she jumped in and then we all started screaming because she swam up into a dead fish. Like it was crazy.
That's probably
Rude.
not even some of the worst that you can find in the
I
Potomac.
mean, we passed a lot of dead shit all the time. That was
Yeah.
like, I don't know why we saw that and we're like, yup, can't wait to get in at the end of the year. But
Because it's a
we did.
ritual.
It was a ritual and it was an incredible time.
I love a ritual.
But yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I definitely could not get back in a boat like that. I have 0 core strength. I couldn't. I weigh a lot.
Don't sell yourself short.
I'm just thinking.
Do it.
No, I'm just
No,
thinking
it is
about
hard.
how much you have to stabilize.
I
mean,
know,
I bet
because
you
I
it's
would get
all
so
core.
close and then just flip back over, or I would get so close and then I would lose track of one oar and it would completely sink. And now I have to pull it all, you have to push it down. It's hard to visualize, but
I think I got a.
the good news is
general
I don't know. In the
understanding.
James, I did the flip test as part of the training, but you can just kind of swim over to the side and then stand up somewhere. Which is gross in
I was
some
gonna
ways
say
worse.
that's so much worse, at least to me.
Yeah, touching the bottom is my worst fear.
Oh my god, me
It's
too.
disgusting.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I've got to.
I wear shoes or sandals or some shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still need river shoes. I haven't gotten them. I've only been here for one
If you're
summer.
a Richmonder, you gotta have some
Okay,
river
well,
shoes.
it's only been 1 year. I borrowed Emily's.
Well, I have a thing about dark water. I don't like it. I don't like if I can't see what's below me, which
Pretty
is a
much
problem for me because I'm
all of-
such a water person.
Yeah.
That's pretty much every time I'm in the water. It freaks me out. So, if we're
It's-
floating in the lake or something,
Oof.
I won't let my legs dangle down. I'm going to be
Ugh.
kicking so that I'm like this below the surface.
Oh my god.
I gotta
yeah,
keep
it
my
really
feet up.
freaks me out if I think about it for 2 seconds.
Yeah, or you can feel where it starts to get colder down
Oh my
there.
god. When I did that, when my mom pissed me off and I swam out to that buoy or whatever, I had goggles. I started freaking myself out so bad because I was out really far and that water was actually crystal clear because it was Lake Ontario and I could
Still
see
scary.
all the way down. It was almost worse because I was I kept looking and then the water would fill my goggles and in the corner of my eye I'd be like, dead body. It's no, it's completely clear. But I actually almost started panicking in the middle of Lake Ontario. I was not out that far. I was really close to the dock.
You
Probably.
mean one of the Great
cut
Lakes?
to a picture of me 20 feet from the dock. But it was really freaky. I was like, you can't panic. That's how people drown. And I had just had sesame, so I was at risk of one of my events.
Oh my god.
I won't dwell too much on this, but I have this weird thing where I can't eat certain. It was bound to come up if I'm talking for an hour at least. I can't eat certain foods and then exercise. It'll cause anaphylaxis.
She'll have a
Really?
chickpea at lunch, and our office, the kitchen is on the bottom floor, and then the studio is on the top floor, and we have to go upstairs to get back to work. She takes one stair at a time. She's like, sorry.
I can't raise my heart rate or
Do you-
blood pressure. I don't
Allergic
know
to
what. There's not a
exercise.
lot of
do you know?
research
Do you
on
know?
this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know why that is?
So
That's fascinating.
here's what it's called. It's called food-dependent exercise-induced anaphylaxis.
So you are allergic to exercise. I've
Okay,
been saying this.
So this entire friend group for a time, and I don't blame them because I was pretty sedentary.
I'm
They were
gonna
like,
say
"Oh,
it.
so she's
NARP.
just." Yeah, they called me a NARP, and yeah, I've actually been bullied in my adult life by you. But
Wow.
yeah, so it's really weird, but it has been triggered by things as small as walking up the stairs. So that's my life. It's my cross to bear.
Is it?
Delete that.
So do you? do you actively go out of your way to avoid these foods in your diet? Is it large enough or small enough, I guess, that you can reasonably do so?
For the most part, I just there's certain things I won't give up. I like hummus and stuff, and
Sure.
But I mostly avoid it because I don't like nuts, so that's pretty easy. But pesto will cause it.
That's unfortunate.
I know, but the thing is, it only is a 2-hour window, so then I can just, as long as I'm just sitting
Yeah.
around.
Sure. That's so interesting.
But
I've never heard of that before.
Sitting around for 2 hours. Oh my
Not
god,
a
don't make
problem.
me!
Not a problem over here. But yeah, it is funny when I'm like, y'all go ahead now, and I'm just on the staircase for 10 minutes after everyone's done with lunch.
Yeah, we don't eat together. I eat in my office alone.
Do you work from? Wait, no.
No, I have to go into the office. I probably could work from home to some degree, but I'm better suited to be there. I learn better in person. I can go down the hall and ask a question. And a lot of the shit that I do is obviously you know, I could share my screen or whatever, but it's easier that we have blueprint sets, and I'm like, hey, look at this. How does, you know, things
Yeah.
like of that nature. So,
Very similar situation for us.
but I would love to work from home.
You don't
all
even
the
get the
time.
option?
I've never really asked. I'm sure they would let me do so to some degree. I feel like I get so much done. Like, because I can do laundry and I can
Yeah.
fold clothes
Yeah,
and I
dude,
can
it's
go. We
life-changing.
have a dumbbell set and a bench back
Yeah.
there. I go do stuff like at the office. I'm so constrained. I mean, I have exercise bands, like finger trainers in my office.
At
I
your
do
office at
push up.
work?
Yeah, I do push ups in the office. Like,
Oh my
I'm-
god.
You
I'm
have your
such-
own like little office?
Yes.
Ugh,
I'm
Oh,
such
well, that's kind
luxury.
of different.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't like shut the door and do 50 push-ups. I'll like do like 10, and it helps me just stay active.
Yeah.
I can't sit still
That's
for
good.
longer than like 15 minutes. I need to be doing something. So
Our
direct
office
the energy.
did, and we've only been working at this firm for a little over a year at this point. So last year was our first fall, and they did Walktober, and I can't even emphasize how mentally ill Caitria and I were about
for a
this
second,
challenge.
I thought you were just gonna make it act like it was just me. I
No.
was like, no, we were in that shit together.
You were more vocally freaked about it.
Yeah.
I was behind the scenes totally freaking out about it. Like,
I know. Well, you started the movement. Basically, we did teams of 3, and Abby and I and our friend Anna were on a team. And Abby started really like hitting numbers.
okay, well,
like,
I have a dog
mid-October.
and I love to walk her. She loves to walk with
Yeah.
me. We love to walk together. So I walk a lot to begin
Ipso
with.
I was just
facto.
walking aimlessly like for like hours on end.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I'm now doing like I have like some like resolutions or whatever, and one of them is like I want to get like at least 5K steps every day, which is so
Sure.
funny because back in Walktober that was like rookie numbers. That was like shameful.
Yeah.
Like we were hitting like 25K, 30K like
regularly.
regularly.
yeah.
Like I don't know what the fuck I was doing because now like I mean it's January, like I'm trying to cut myself some slack, but like it'll be 9 p.m. and I'll be at like 1,500 steps. I'm like, fuck, like, I have to go like on a walk.
That's another one of the glories of working from home, which you could probably do this because you have your own office.
Yeah.
But like we have these walking pads that we
Oh,
have at our
I
desks.
want one of those.
You
I have
should
a
get
putting
one.
green. I have a putting green.
Oh my god, get the walking pad.
Yeah.
Like, but no, really, it's
That would probably help
it's
me
nice.
out. I'm just so antsy. Like, just I can't sit. I mean, I have a standing desk, so
then
So
yeah.
perfect,
Dude,
you're already
they're
set
like
up.
$100.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's definitely worth it. And you kind of get trapped. Like it's just so easy to work while you're walking because
Yeah.
you don't really have a choice. You can't like sit back and look at your phone. I mean, you can look at your phone, but
Yeah.
it's not
but
like
you're
a
more
break.
awake too. Like half my battle in an office environment is like I swear I'm being like lulled to sleep. Like I start like nodding off because I'm just like not.
it's not in our
Because
human
I'm-
It's
nature.
not.
We're
I
meant
need
to,
Checking
we're
every
meant to-
single door in like a 500
Yeah,
piece door
like, I'm-
schedule.
We're
Yeah,
meant
so
to
I
gather
feel like it
berries and
helps a
hunt
lot.
animals.
That's
man.
right. That's right. That's what I'm
Damn
talking about.
straight.
We are. We're still tribal people, though. I mean, everything in our life, I feel like, is a tribal dependent opinion
Yeah.
or other.
For sure.
I love hearing about the remnants of that like era of human existence that we
Mhm.
still kind of have. Like,
It's really comforting.
yeah.
Yes.
Have you read *Sapiens*?
No. I
Oh, you
have
would
heard
love
of
it.
that.
What is
though.
that
I
about?
mean,
Who's that by? Do you
it's
know?
by Yuval Noah Harari or something. I fear he's a Zionist, but anyway, cut that. But actually,
You
no.
need to cut
Speak
that.
about
We're
it.
not. Yeah, I was gonna say we're
Um,
not. We don't support Zionism.
Yeah, we do
here.
not, and so therefore take everything he says with a grain of salt. But it's a very interesting book, just about like human evolution and the different phases and everything. And it talks about dogs and how like there's a reason why humans and dogs are so. Like,
Isn't it
we've
like
grown up
dogs kind of
together.
domesticated
Yeah,
humans?
like we've been together for like thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah. Just feels right, man.
And it does, and it's like, yeah, I love dogs. Anyway, there's lots of other actually interesting things in that book.
I like
Oh,
the
I'm
little
sure.
I read it, like,
factoid.
years ago.
And this is totally something that I read on Reddit and I never fact checked it, but I like how it sounds. And I
For
tell it to
sure.
people. I'm like, women have more rods and cones in their eyes because we were like the gatherers and we had to be good at like spotting
Interesting.
the berries
I've never
and
heard
like
that.
plants and that
I
kind
haven't
of thing.
heard that either. That is interesting. I mean, it makes sense genetically.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I feel like I tested out living with a man in my everyday life
being
where
shit.
I'm like, can you hand me that
Can
green
you see
Oh,
that?
that
that
happens
green
all the
blanket?
time.
And he's like, what green blanket? I'm like, the one that you're touching right now. What do you think that is? And he's like, this is gray. Are you
Yes,
colorblind?
Sometimes that
Vincent, I love you.
Color-
I'm
I've
sorry.
made
I'm
the
not trying to
mistake.
slam
Perception,
you.
though.
I
I
legit
mean-
am like, are you colorblind? I found out the hard way my friend is colorblind from saying that.
Oh
Yeah.
Shout out
no.
Henry, I love you. But yeah, no, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, like that's not just red. That's cherry red.
Yeah,
That's maroon.
for sure.
I don't know my color selections like that.
I'm exaggerating,
amateur.
but I do feel like we run
Yeah.
into little things like that where I'm like, what do you can't
Well,
tell?
it's so interesting because you could also, we have no way of measuring this at all.
No.
You know, like it's
and
Put
it's
out a
like, do you
survey.
see the same
well,
blue
the rods and cones
I see?
Yeah, but yeah, subjective stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we just will never know. And it's like, yeah, we all agree like that's brown because we're all pointing at the same thing.
Right.
You know?
But your brown could be my
Exactly.
green.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But then you start to get into those tests, like the red, green, like those are, that makes me think we're more on the same page. Because at a certain point, it's contrast, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that means it can't be perceived differently for different people.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
If
but
that
it
makes
just, to
sense.
me, that means that we're like closer to seeing things the same than like, you know, the fact that there's another category of like colorblind people is like, if we were all seeing something different, then
Yeah. I wonder if that like contributes to what your favorite color is and that
yeah.
kind of thing.
I don't know, like I'm saying this, but in the from the bottom of my heart, I believe that we're seeing things the same way.
Yeah, I want to. It's easier
just
for me to
because-
believe that.
I mean, also because like there's not really any reason why we would be seeing it differently. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then you have like brown eyes and blue eyes, and that would be a reason. And like we developed like different facial structures and stuff
Yeah,
based on where we
That's
were
true,
living.
because
and what we
isn't the
were
whole
seeing.
purpose of the iris to like draw some of the light
Gather
away
light.
from your pupil so that it's not as harsh?
I
Like
didn't know
if you
that, but
have
that makes sense for
So
the
are we
brown.
killing the iris by looking at blue screens for 10 hours a
I
day?
don't know.
Well,
I don't
probably.
know. But like if someone has lighter eyes than someone with like really dark brown eyes, like maybe you do see colors differently because you're not getting
Yeah.
maybe the same amount
Well,
of
they
light
do.
into
They do
your
say
pupil.
that. Yeah.
I'm talking out of
thought
my
about
ass.
that.
I don't know if
That-
there's
I mean,
any
it sounds like it
factual
makes
basis.
sense.
And you know what I love to do? Speculate. Y'all can fact check this on your own. I am addicted to speculating. That's why I can't be on a podcast.
It kind of makes
That's why
me
it's perfect.
wish, and I ask my parents this sometimes just to like live vicariously, but I'm like, what was it like back when you couldn't like on the spot look
Yeah.
up
Look something
whatever
up,
the hell you
yeah.
want to know?
Yeah.
And they're like, they kind of sit around and scratch their heads and they're like, I don't know, I guess we just either were comfortable not knowing the answer or we went and got like an encyclopedia
Yeah.
or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that is human conversation too. I feel like we've lost a lot of that to conversating online. So you could go
I
to your neighbor's
agree.
house,
Shut
ring their
Jimmy
doorbell. Hey
G.
Jim, how do you use this?
And now that
tool
is
or
so
whatever, right?
inappropriate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
People hate
We've
that.
lost
Yeah.
community.
I do wish that there was like more of that left over from the time before technology because I do feel out of touch in that sense, like with my peers and stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of sad because now it's just like we associate it's like, oh, like old person behavior that you're even talking to me in public. But in reality, like that's literally just their generation. And if we did it amongst ourselves, it would be young person to young person.
Right.
And now we lost everything.
Normal interaction.
Yeah, like when an older person, you accidentally mention that you don't know how to get somewhere, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you just go down Broad, and then
I'm
you
like,
take a
I'm
right,
blacking
and
out
then
so hard
but
right
then you
now.
pass this gas station. You got to keep going. Don't turn right at that gas station." And you're like,
I
"Please
feel
stop
like I don't
talking. I'm just gonna
understand
look this
that.
up."
Oh, I would.
be
I
honest,
literally
like, I
would,
just don't-
black out when they
Don't
say
get that.
I don't have that skill set.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I
was
can't.
robbed.
Like my dad will get so mad at me because he's so like a maps guy
Yeah.
and like, oh well, like this is why the zip codes are this way and the block numbers and like you know that it's the 1800 block. I'm like that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't stress that enough. Which like in certain areas, it actually makes sense. Like the blocks are following like, but I'm like. Arlington, Virginia, where I grew up, it's like a bunch of. He's gonna get so mad at me. Like, it's like rolling hills, and there's like other shit going. You know, like it's not a grid.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut that.
No, that's an interesting thought because I've I don't know. I'm really, really terrible at geography, and I feel like if I've been somewhere, I could tell you how to get back there, but I can't describe where I am, if that makes any sense. Or like I've been driving around Richmond. I mean, the first time I visited was freshman year of college, spring break. So I've been familiar with it for a handful of years now, and I don't understand the neighborhoods. I don't really know where stuff's at. You know, I can't. It's the same with like, if you show me a map, I can put all the U.S. states and probably 40 of the capitals on the map because that's just something that I've memorized.
That's
But
crazy.
like the rest of the world, I could tell you where Italy is. I could probably get Russia and like China.
Well,
but,
Italy's
like,
the boot.
Exactly.
Like,
But my
alright.
point is, that's just not a skill set that I have. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't
Yeah.
understand that as well as some other things.
Yeah, I don't really like, unless I have to get somewhere by foot. It's so interesting. I feel like I talked to someone about this recently of like when I was a kid and I was being driven everywhere. It's like every single place that we went just like existed in a vacuum to me. And I found out like 3 years into high school that the planetarium that we'd been going to since I was a little kid was like behind my high school, and it like literally existed in space to me. I was like, this is this magical place, and then I saw the building and I was like, holy shit, like that's been there this whole time.
It's like when you saw your teacher in public as a little kid, and
Yeah.
you're like, wait, you don't live at school?
yeah.
no,
You're
legit.
allowed to leave the building?
Poor teachers. I feel like they don't get to leave the building anyway.
Yeah.
We have 2 teacher friends.
Yeah. And
How are they doing?
honestly, they're
They kill
brave
it.
and strong,
I
and they
couldn't
kill
live
it.
like
They
that.
don't like complain. I mean,
I know it's
they complain
crazy.
on about the same level that like that's not a good example. I love my job and I don't complain about it, but they really don't complain as much as I think they would complain.
Sure.
And I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. We need more teachers like them.
Yeah.
Shout out Sarah and Piper.
I would love to have them as my teacher.
Yeah. But like one of them goes out of her way every year to like make sure she has all these awesome supplies for her classroom and like kind of crowdfunds it and asks for donations and that kind of thing. And they just, I don't know.
Yeah, which is so crazy looking back. I feel like learned late in the game that teachers were buying their own shit.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that.
would have been so much more chill with the glue and the paper
I know,
and
it's so sad.
yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about this a lot recently, about like the fact that you cannot get children to be less ignorant about like the way that they interact with adults. Like it's just something you learn over your lifetime, but it's like it makes me so sad
What
to
do you
think
mean?
like to think about like being a kid and like I don't know, like not treating like I wasn't like disrespectful to adults, but there's just like certain sensitivities that you don't think of until you're older.
Right.
And I just like I don't know, it's like
I put my mom in a horrifying situation one time when I was really little, and we had been at home and she was kind of just like talking at me. I feel like you
Mhm.
do to a child, and like you don't expect them to really absorb it or like repeat it or something. And
Sure.
she said something about not liking this woman, like a mom in the community
Mhm.
or something. And then we were at the pool and she was talking to another mom about this person that she had said she didn't like, and I chimed in and I was like, I thought you said you didn't like her. And I can still remember like the horrified
oh
look
my God.
on her face when she turned to me. And
Abby.
like if my parents never laid a hand on me, but I swear my mom wanted to
Oh
that
my
day.
God. That's wild. Yeah. I know, it's that's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny how kids are so blunt in aspects like that. I mean, we need more energy like that. I feel like sometimes,
Yeah.
like, people just
Yeah.
need a fucking reality check. Be
Yeah,
like,
just like the way kids see the world. It's so simplistic and pure
Yeah.
and nice. Ignorance is bliss, am I right?
I miss being a child so bad.
retweet. I mean, I'd be lying if I
I
said
was
I
a
didn't.
kid and I was low key stunting my own growth. Like I knew it in the moment. I was like, it doesn't get better than this, and I hung
Brakes.
on hard. I really pumped the brakes.
Faking like not being able to read or
No, legit. Funny you say that. I remember one time. No, I didn't. But I remember I was just attached to things. I was nostalgic for my childhood as a child, I swear to God. And I remember I like tried to check out some book at the library, and the librarian was like, "Why don't you try something a little more challenging, sweetie?" And like it was like one of my like childhood like picture books that I was like checking out just because I wanted to, and she like shamed me.
I mean,
It was
on
probably
one hand,
necessary.
she was probably encouraging you to like level up.
Yeah, no, she was.
It's kind of sad.
It was a little bit sad, and I was like, let me enjoy my youth. Quite frankly, I was like 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved being a kid. Oh my god. Oh, it was the best. Take me back.
Ringing on neighbors' doorbells. We had like a retention pond area, hang out.
Oh,
big
that's
backyard.
sick. I would have loved that as a kid.
Wow.
Bikes.
Biking,
Yeah.
Barbies, pool.
Yeah, 2 younger sisters, all the Barbies. We had Polly Pockets too.
Oh, yes. Those were the best clothes. Those little gummy ones.
Yeah.
I never had those, but
Oh
You're
my god.
we had
missing out.
Barbies like from my grandma had like sewn a bunch of Barbie clothes for my mom's Barbies, and we had like Barbies from the 50s and stuff. And
That's pretty electric, to be honest.
It was amazing. I used to make forts all the time.
Yeah, we did a lot of forts.
Pillow forts.
I made a permanent residence in my mom's closet. It was called Caitria's Cottage. And I would hang up like art there. And again, we didn't have cable growing up, no SpongeBob, etc. And so I was addicted to this man on Star Trek because that's all we would watch as a family. He was like this 45-year-old British man named Alexander Siddig. And I remember I made a poster of him like on 8.5 by 11 paper, and on Microsoft Doc I like pasted a bunch of pictures of him on Star Trek, and then I laminated that and put it in Caitria's Cottage.
You get to consume like one form of media. There's one man in it, and you're like, I have a crush on him.
I need him.
Tyler, why weren't you allowed to watch SpongeBob? Caitria didn't even have cable.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I've never had that conversation with my parents.
I think you should ask them.
I
It was
will. at some
SpongeBob
point.
specifically?
I don't know if it was SpongeBob specifically. I just had 2 younger sisters, so a lot of the media that was on in our household during that time span was either me watching shows with my sisters like Phineas and Ferb, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I'm trying to think of all the other ones, but a bunch of like Disney Channel stuff.
Those were good ones.
And
though.
then-
I loved those too.
Yeah.
And then later at night, my dad would watch like action movies, or we watch Survivor every week, and a lot
Oh,
of
that's
sports, football mainly. But
Nothing like coming down the stairs while your parents are watching something on a TV and they like turn it off really quick or like turn it, pause it, turn it
What
down.
were they watching?
I don't know. It was nothing like heinous, but I'm sure it was just like adult content that
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
suitable
yeah.
for me when I was 7 or whatever. But have you guys as parents ever like revealed some not great truth, but you know how there's these kind of things that happen where they're like, we'll tell you when you're older?
Yeah.
oh my god, I feel like I heard one recently, and I can't remember. I'll keep thinking.
Well,
about
now
it.
Okay.
I want to know what you're thinking of.
I'm not even thinking of anything
Oh.
specific. I just love hearing those stories.
You know
I
what
got
I
told
think
that I
is
had a
funny?
cousin that was being kept secret.
Oh
Good
my
old
god.
Catholic guilt.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This isn't quite on that level, but I like along with the theme of my childhood is like didn't have cable, like got grounded all the time. Like it's funny because I'm like what you just said made me think of like the idea of parents trying to like shield you from things. And I always laugh because my parents, I've definitely told you this before, would make us like print out the lyrics to songs before we were allowed to download them on iTunes.
Oh.
I
my
didn't tell you that. Oh my god. And the way that like so much stuff would have gone over my head if they hadn't literally like
Said
gone through
something
and
about it.
highlighted
Right.
it, and I was,
Pointed
they were
it
like,
out,
this
and they were
is
like, that's what
terrible.
this
and I was like,
means.
okay, well now I'm gonna dwell on that for about 30 minutes and figure out what it means.
Like, I thought she was just licking a lollipop. What do you
literally,
mean
like
that's
I was
not what
listening
I
that
to
wouldn't have
Econ
known
in fifth
shit, but they
grade.
were like literally dissecting it for me in front of my
I had
eyes.
no idea.
Pink song like You in Your Hand wouldn't have had a clue. My mom was like, that song is disgusting, and I was like thinking, and I was like, what? Like, and I finally got it, but like,
what do they do with their hand?
but yeah, so it's just funny, like their efforts to shelter us in some ways were so backwards that they like backfired. Sorry,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, cut this.
There wasn't a billion parenting guides on Reddit or
They
Instagram
did a good
or
job in the
something,
ways
you
that
know.
mattered.
Obviously,
Yeah.
there's probably books, but I mean, you learn from experience, or like I said earlier, your neighbors, your family, or people who have done it before.
I do feel like we were one of the last of like the freest childhoods that were
Agreed.
experienced, because you hear stuff like from older generations about what it was like to be parented in the 70s and the 80s. They had to have commercials come on at 10 o'clock
My
that
mom
were like,
talks about this.
it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Like, what do you
It's
mean
like,
you that hasn't even
I
occurred to
wanted
you
to
to think
grow
that
up
thought?
in that world.
Where they had to put that like as a
Right.
broadcast to the entire nation.
It's
Oh
so
my God,
funny.
where are my kids?
like shit. Yeah, but can't you imagine being a kid like running around like hot summer nights, like parents don't know where you are?
Yeah, and it was the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still do that now as an adult, but
I know, like nobody's looking for me.
You're right,
it's
though.
kind of sad.
We're like the last
No, I'm-
generation of kids that got to experience that. I think the podcast I just released, we were talking about our first cell phones. And it wasn't the iPhone yet. You didn't have social media apps. So you could, I feel like that for middle school, the fact that Instagram started to come out in that time
Oh,
was
yeah.
the worst
Yeah,
for like body image and
Oh,
especially
yeah.
kids at that age, you know, hitting puberty and all.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we grew
we
up in the
kinda just
age
missed
like
it.
I scrolled to the bottom of my Instagram recently, and it's like what a golden time.
You can
I
get
would
to the bottom of
post
your Instagram?
anything. It took a while. I was looking for like a specific post, but I was
Of course.
posting like the most.
Oh, I thought you meant your Instagram feed. I was like, that's not possible
Oh
anymore.
my God, no, that's not possible.
Anyway.
Well,
Quick sidebar. I did listen to the Joe Rogan episode of the guy that invented the infinite scroll.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy
he
for
said,
real.
no, he said, he's like,
Bring
I
back
did it. And he's like, I
chronological.
immediately regret the entire thing, but it got adopted.
Apparently,
Like
the guy
that.
that invented pop-up ads said the same thing. He's like,
Yeah,
I've
well, it's
unleashed
like-
a plague.
because it's profitable, like to the infinite scroll. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
used
almost
to be
the
like
same
there
as
was
the
a way to
pop-up
get
ad.
off. Like you would run out and you'd get off.
Yes.
I remember that. Like
There
it was
was
like
an
you
end to
caught
the
up on
Twitter feed
Instagram.
back when it was okay to be on Twitter.
Yeah,
There was an end to
Yeah.
the Instagram feed. No more. Now it's, I mean,
Yeah.
you know the word, doom scrolling.
I mean, they're all
Been there.
publicly traded companies now. I mean,
Yeah.
your eyes, your attention is the sell.
Revenue.
The more you watch,
Yeah.
you know, the more your
Yeah.
attention is spent on these fucking apps.
Yeah. So I guess even though we did get the like trash media dumped on us at an early age, we did get to experience like the golden era of
Yeah.
social media.
that would have been so fun if it just stayed that way.
I know.
Yes. Mhm.
I get
I
scared to
miss it.
post an Instagram story. Or cut that.
I probably need to have a little more fear about posting Instagram
I
stories.
don't really care, but it's like, I don't know. It does make you get way too introspective. And it's like that Jemima Kirk meme of like, y'all are thinking about yourself too much.
Jemima
Like,
Kirk?
is that not how you pronounce it?
Who is that?
She was on Girls. She's an actress.
Oh, I thought you meant Erica Kirk.
Oh, God, no, but lots of stuff to say about her.
we don't have to do that.
Those memes are so funny though.
They're-
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm doing the eyes right now.
Y'all can't see, but
I
she's
have
doing
to-
a good impression.
I have to read all the time to remember this, but it's like everybody else is so invested in their own shit, they don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
whenever I'm in public, I'm like,
But then people will bring something up to me that I did, and I'm like, how
Yeah.
dare you?
And then I'm like, that never even crossed
Yeah.
my mind. How dare
Right.
you?
Yeah. It's like, it's definitely true that all the shit that I'm remembering to be embarrassing, like, isn't what they're remembering, but they might remember something else.
Yeah. I don't like that we figured that out.
that could be a fun podcast series. Bring a bunch of people on and ask them what their perceptions of me are. and
Yeah, it's
just
like, what's
grill 'em
the worst
for-
memory you have of me?
I like that
Abby
idea.
told me when, like, when she didn't know me in architecture school, I was, like, known for singing in the A school, and, like, everyone thought I was so fucking annoying, which is fair.
Okay.
But it's crazy that that was your first
I
impression.
have to defend my take because it would be like midnight or later. All of us
Look,
are
I'm not
fucking
aware of
miserable.
it.
We don't want to be in the architecture studio all night long, but here we are. And there's no peace and quiet. There's someone singing.
I don't know
And
why
this
I
is like
brought
a
this
big
up. I
open
did this to
room.
myself. I still do it. I literally, like, I'm doing it at home, and I'll have to slap myself to stop. Like, it's crazy.
I mean,
Anyway.
Do you think there's a
Got that.
large enough market of people out there that would do that? That you could invent a device that would just mute the noise coming out of your mouth,
my
so you
God,
could
that's
sing to your
scary.
heart's content?
It's like Severance. At the end
Great
of the day, I
show.
want to hear myself.
great show.
Great show.
I never finished it.
The truth comes out.
I'm like, look, I'm doing this for me.
Well, I mean, it could loop to audio in your earbuds.
I
or
probably
something.
wouldn't want to hear it
You could do
Well,
karaoke. You could do self-karaoke. You could just play a song.
You could just do that with exactly the equipment that we're using right now.
You could. We have done it.
Let me unplug before we
Next
do
up.
that.
I got Eleanor a karaoke mic for Christmas.
That's fun.
That's like my deepest nightmare gift.
I know.
I
You
don't.
are so funny. Like,
Do you guys like doing karaoke?
yes, but you know me.
I know.
Like, that makes
That almost
sense.
wasn't a question for you. I'm talking to Tyler.
Honestly,
you guys.
I've done it. I've spoken in public on a few occasions. I'm very
Would you
nervous and
consider
awkward to
yourself
get
a
up there.
good public speaker?
Once I get into it, I feel like I stutter a bunch, and plus, like doing something like this is
Yeah, this is
helps
good
me
practice.
converse
Yeah,
with people.
yeah.
But I did it when I was in Jamaica when I was 18, and it was my first time drinking legally.
Is this karaoke or public speaking?
Karaoke.
Okay.
Public speaking was in high school.
And then I
had
got
to,
up on the podium.
I had to pitch. This is actually kind of funny. So we were at Future Business Leaders of America. We're at like a conference.
Oh, yeah.
And I was part of this class that I elected to take that spent like 3 days doing an entrepreneurship class. And you had to pick a team, develop a product, and then like pitch it to everybody. And the best two ideas, you'd have to pitch it in front of everybody that showed up. So it was like 600 people or something like that.
How
God.
old were you in this situation?
15 probably.
Yeah.
Maybe 16.
Caught my ass there.
And of course, like it was called Tushy, and it was called
Of course, I was gonna guess that.
It was called a bathroom review app, so people could leave reviews on which bathrooms are best to take a shit in.
That's actually a cute name for something like that. I like it
Yeah.
already.
My entire
get
group,
that app.
we get up there and everybody's like scared to death, and they're all like, "Tyler, you have to say something." And so I ended up giving the entire presentation,
Nice.
and that's how I kind of got over my fear of public speaking. Now, to say that I wouldn't be incredibly nervous to go up in front of people and talk, like
Yeah.
100%, but I'm almost to the point where I can probably go on autopilot for like 3 minutes because I've done it enough
Yeah.
that I could. But karaoke was in Jamaica. Just turned 18. We went there for Christmas. Open, all-inclusive resort, open bar, and I did karaoke in front of a ton of people.
What did you sing?
I don't remember.
How do you not remember?
That's
I
probably
always
hammered.
panic. and
Okay,
choose, like,
what
the
would
worst
you
song
sing?
for my
I
range.
didn't know how to handle alcohol at the age of 18. Appleton rum, and I drank absolute vanilla vodka.
I remember I would just like shake. Literally, like every time I had to go up for a presentation in school, there was a period of time for about 2 minutes where I would just be shaking, and then I would snap out of it and it'd be fine. But like, it's crazy that I just endured that. Like, there was no other choice.
Well, they just forced you to do it.
Yeah.
Back, it was like, what do you mean I have to give a 10-minute presentation? What do you?
We had
What
to
do you
give.
mean?
I always loved
What
the
do you mean?
presentations. I felt like I could do minimal work and talk my way
Really?
way
Damn.
I
into
felt
getting
like it
a
was
good grade.
a ton of work. It was, well, I guess if you're good at talking.
Do you ever remember like stuttering in front of the mirror? You're like trying to practice it, and you like actually realize that you're screwed. Like you're like you can't even do it in front of yourself.
I feel like it was the opposite for me. Like I would try to practice it and I'd be like, that sounded really good.
Really?
I'm so ready for this. And then I get up there and like bungle the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember in IB English we had to do like 20-minute
What is IB?
international baccalaureate. It's like AP.
Oh.
Is that for college credit or something like that?
God no, it gave me like nothing for college credits.
I did.
It was
I
like
took a
this
ton of fucking
weird-
AP classes and got nothing. out of it.
Yeah, no, it was
Wait,
annoying
really?
because
Yes.
AP was what
How did you
actually
get nothing?
translated.
I only took 2 tests. I took
Oh.
AP US history and I took calculus, and I got a 2 in both of them. I think because I didn't study
Damn.
for it.
I feel like those are 2 of the hardest AP classes, and those are the ones you tested for. Wow.
Yeah, because I wasn't gonna probably major in anything relating to what I took: AP biology, AP physics, and
Yeah.
AP English. I
mean,
think.
it could still get you out of some like
Yeah, like
prereqs.
In hindsight, I totally should have done it, but I
Yeah.
was an ignorant 17 or 18-year-old. Do you think I wanted to sit? I already didn't want to do those other 2. I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it at school. You know,
Yeah.
I'm ready to be done.
There was one that I took. I also took a bunch of AP classes and for the most part did pretty well in them, but there was one where it was like, it was just the culture to not take this teacher seriously and not take the class seriously. So he was like an easy grader, so everyone just took the class for the good grade, but when it came time for the test, like the AP test, we were all like, shit, dude. And I remember like you would get a misadministration or there would be some kind of penalty if you didn't write anything on the test. And that's how little I felt like I knew about this class.
Oh my
I was like, I had
God.
nothing to contribute this. And I just sat there and I think I filled out each question box with like, this is so 2016, like Chance the Rapper lyrics.
Oh my God,
Something.
Abby.
That is
What
20.
class
That's a
was this?
2016 poll for sure.
Hey, 2016 is
I
back. Have
forgot
y'all
that
been on
you-
It's
Instagram?
popular right now. I've seen that. Yeah.
I thought about that trend and then I looked back in my photos at 2016 and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to dig this up.
High school graduation. My reunion is coming up in November.
Are you gonna go?
I can't go. I'll be out of town.
Would you go?
You should.
I don't know
go.
that I would go.
I don't think I would
went with
go.
you guys,
I only
and I
stay
went
in
last year.
contact with like 3 people that I went
Yeah.
to high
Well,
school
that's what's fun about it. I went last year, and
God,
it
definitely
was
one of
like
those
you
people.
see people, you literally are like, oh my God, like 9th grade English. I haven't thought of you since then, and it's incredible.
I would love to have that experience in that sense, but I feel like I had like enemies and haters
Then
in
that
high
makes
school.
it all the more fun. Bring the drama back, you know? Like, honestly, jack shit happened at my reunion. I was hoping for more. Like, it was all, like, really peaceable, like, how are you? Like, I was like...
Oh, that actually sounds
Yeah.
nice. I just don't believe that's how it would go for my high school. It was chaos.
Yeah, but then you'd have a bunch of fun, like, stories and stuff.
That is true.
Maybe.
You never know.
I think it's fun, and I'm pro going to it because it's only fun if everybody goes.
Also, I'm pretty sure those only happen if your class president puts them on.
unless you go to a place like Malcolm, like St. Chris is putting
that is
on
a
whole
private school. They
Right.
want you to come back and give them money.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm saying this
Yes.
to convince Malcolm to go to his because it's in Richmond, obviously.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd have to travel.
Where would it be?
Central Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, I saw like their Instagram, they made like an Instagram page or whatever, and I'm like, all the people they're following it, 80% of them live in like the surrounding area. And I'm
Yeah.
like, checks out.
Yeah. Some people just don't.
I hate that that's a metric of like, you know, doing like that's such an American thing to me is like that like it meaning something that you stayed in your hometown. Like it's definitely a real thing, but
Well, American culture with like families and raising children is so like you turn 18, you leave the
Exactly,
nest,
yeah.
you know? And
But
I
it's
feel like
like-
with that comes you often like leave the community that you grew up in as opposed to other cultures
Yeah.
where it's like there's value in like multiple generations of family living together and it's like not
Yeah.
implied that you have to leave when you come of age like or often you're staying behind to like support your family. So
yeah,
Right.
there's just like less of a stigma, which is part and parcel with like having more freedom in America. But I do think it's like I'm like there's nothing
freedom,
wrong.
but at what cost? Rent is
Exactly,
so high. Like
yeah.
I wish I stayed with my parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I mean, secondary school costs, student loans.
Yeah. I'm still laboring under the weight of student loans.
Oh, me too. I will be for a while.
Yeah. I think I've got like
30 years for me.
30?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I took
man.
out all 4.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only have loans because I had like a grant for being smart in high school, but then,
Hell yeah.
and then we had a bunch of financial aid because on paper, my parents were divorced. My mom was the primary caretaker. On paper, she looked like she was like very poor, even though she wasn't. And they gave me a ton of financial aid because of that. And then she went and got married to her partner of like 10 years. Bless them. Glad they did that. But I
Yeah.
lost all my financial aid because they figured it out.
Yeah.
So I just have to pay for my last year. So could be worse, but I do sympathize deeply with the student loan debt troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We can get into this next time because unfortunately the SD card I have
Oh
only
my
runs an
God.
hour and 46 minutes and we're an hour 43.
Ah,
So just
We
wanted
made
to
it.
give you guys a
It's
heads
been
up.
so fun.
And next time I have you guys over, I'll have a larger SD card and then
Cool.
we can kind of just wrap it up whenever.
yeah. You don't need more than an hour 45.
Well,
of
this will
our
be
yapping
anyway.
anyway.
Shortened quite a bit.
Yeah.
No,
when
I mean-
get my
Cut that,
hands
cut
on
that,
that
cut
tape.
that.
Not usually. I mean, unless you text me and ask me to take out these specific
Are you
things,
gonna
I'm
send it
definitely
to us like beforehand?
No.
Oh my God! Why? I literally said cut that, and then I was gonna make a
It
mental
became a
note.
joke, though.
I know.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
At first,
At
it
what
was
point?
not. Whatever. I don't care.
If you want, I can download the MP3 and shoot it over to you if you want to listen
I'm
to
not
it.
gonna be like the first podcast guest that's ever requested such a service.
No, Big Red also requested that.
Oh, really?
Well, they have like
they have
an
PR.
online
They've got to
presence.
manage.
At the beginning of recording this, I disassociated for like 5 minutes because I was imagining some world where I got famous and then this was like important, and then I started like laughing at myself because like obviously that's never gonna happen. But
Oh God, my
it's the part
fans
where
are
I
gonna
didn't
find this podcast.
speak for like 5 minutes because I was like literally going through. I was like, oh my God, like they're gonna like what did I say?
There's some cringy shit of me on the internet, so this definitely can't be the worst.
No.
Yeah, I think you're safe.